Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Cabinet meeting on the 13th of November 2025. I can see we don't have any apologies for absence because we're all here. So welcome to everyone, and a reminder that the meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube. So before you've got the minutes of the previous meeting from the 16th of October. Can I request a mover and a seconder? And all those in favour? Thank you very much. Item 3 then is declarations of interest. Has any member of the committee got anything they need to declare for this meeting? No? Thank you. Item 4 is question time. We haven't received any questions from anywhere. Item 5, matters referred to Cabinet in accordance with the overview and scrutiny procedure rules. We haven't received any of those either. So straight on to item 6, which is the local government reorganisation business case. So you will have seen the report that we looked at several times as it's gone through its different phases. So we're here to seek endorsement of Tamworth Borough Council's preferred option for local government reorganisation, and this is in response to the government's white paper, Power and Partnership Foundations for Growth, which was published on the 16th of December 2024, and also the English Devolution and Community Empowerment Bill, which was published on the 10th of July 2025. This report is to present the rationale, evidence and the recommendations for submitting the proposal to government by the required deadline, which is only a couple of weeks away, the 28th of November 2025. Our paper seeks to ensure democratic accountability and transparency by enabling elected members to review, debate and formally agree the submission, reflecting the views and priorities of Tamworth residents and stakeholders, something that we're very keen to hear from. Also demonstrate compliance with government requirements for stakeholder engagement, evidence-based analysis and alignment with national criteria for the local government reorganisation. And finally, to enable Tamworth Borough Council to participate fully in shaping the future structure of local government in Staffordshire and Stoke-on-Trent, ensuring that local needs, identities, priorities are protected and advanced. Has anybody got any questions on the contents of this paper? I think Sarah.
Good evening, Carol. More a statement than a question, and it's more just saying that the Tamworth emphasis of this, and obviously we're thinking about our links with Staffordshire, Stoke-on-Trent as well, but we know the wealth of work that's gone into this to kind of say what have residents here said that they think is going to work for them going forward, what do we think will work to. Just want to put that there.
Thank you for that, Sarah. That's been a major part of the work that's gone on, is to make sure that we listen to what people say, to engage with as many people as we can, which is never easy, but we have been really pleased by the amount of people, and I think everyone on this committee has been to some of the engagement events that we held, which have been really useful, I think, and have set a precedent as well for the way that we want to conduct our business. So I will read out the recommendations, which are that Cabinet approves the preferred option to establish 3 unitary councils, 1 in the north, 1 in the southeast and 1 in the southwest. 2, that Cabinet approves submission of the preferred option to government by the 28th of November, and that Cabinet agrees to delegate authority to the leader, chief executive and section 151 officer to approve minor changes to the LGR 3 Unitary Council proposal, which is Appendix 1, prior to the submission to government. Can I have a mover, please? Dave, and a seconder? Nova. All those in favour? Thank you very much. Item 7 then is the draft base budget forecast 2026 to 2027 to 2030-31. And the purpose of this is to inform members of the repriced base budget for 2026-27, the base budget forecast for the periods 26-27 to 30-31, and the medium medium-term planning period and the underlying assumptions, and to consider the future strategy to address the financial trends. This is also to share the results of the annual budget consultation survey to inform the decision-making process around council budgets and priorities. And once again, at this point, I'd like to say thank you to all those people who took the time, because I think we had a really good response this time to our budget survey, which was quite encouraging, considering we do seem to be going out and asking people quite a lot this year, but the results have been brilliant, so that's really good. Has anybody got any questions on this paper? No, everyone's content. So I will read out the recommendations. 1, the technical adjustments and repriced base budget figures for 2026-27 and indicative budgets to 2030-31 be approved as attached at Appendix B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Number 2, consideration be given to the proposed budget pressures and capital programmes as detailed within the report. Number 3, consideration be given to the planned changes to council tax and housing rent for 2026-27 as detailed within the report. Number 4, consideration be given to the results of the annual budget consultation survey as detailed. And 5, in compliance with the constitution of the council, note that the leaders' budget workshop were due to consider the budget proposals contained within this report, which we did at the beginning of the week on the 10th of November 2025. Can I have a mover? Ben, and a seconder? Mr. Dave. All those in favour? Thank you very much. Item 8 is the Town Centre Regeneration Strategy, and this is simply to adopt the Tamworth Town Centre Regeneration Strategy and Master Plan. I think most of all of us have been on several different forums to look at all this stuff. There is still a lot of work, but I think this document here is a fabulous start for us, and it sets out so that we can understand what the parameters are that we're working on and have an idea of the scale of the task before us as well. But I think it's quite timely, because we know that people are asking, and have been for some time, what the plans are for the town centre. So I'm really pleased that we've managed to at least get this far and are moving on at a gallop to see how much further we can get. Are there any questions on the paper? No. So the recommendation before us then is that Cabinet adopt the Tamworth Town Centre Regeneration Strategy and Master Plan. Can I have a mover? Nova, and a seconder? Craig. All those in favour? Thank you very much. Item 9 is the annual report on the Treasury Management Service and actual prudential indicators 25-26. And this is the report of the portfolio holder for finance and IT. Over to you, Councillor Adams. That's all right.
Sorry, Matt, I got a bit IT. So we carrying on the same council tax reduction we had last year. So we carrying on from what we did before, and there are no real changes. So it proposed that we recommend the council endorse and recommendation for council approval of council reduction scheme from 1st of August 2026.
Did you have a question, Lewis?
Any question?
I think we skipped the header item. So I think
Yeah,
that was item 10.
Sorry.
Oh, right, have we gone on to
Yeah.
number 9? Sorry.
So,
No, it's...
That's your own.
Yeah. So it's
9.
this up
This
here.
one.
oh,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Can we take them out of order, or no? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we'll have,
Right.
sorry, Dave, you'll have to go back.
So if the annual report on the Treasury Management Service from actual predicted indicating 2025 and 2026. There were one property fund what had to be got MERS, and unfortunately we couldn't be longer part of that fund anymore. So that gone into Noble Investments scheme. I can't remember the fund name, but so we amend it. Any questions on it first? So it recommend it for cabinet endorse and recommend the Transit Memory Strategy and Announcement Effectment Strategy mid-year review report 2025 to 2026 for council approve. Any movers?
I'll move.
Any secondaries? Sarah? Vote please. Yeah, move. So now we got to Little Council Town 2025, 2027. Basically, we did carry on what we did that year with it. And it recommend the council endorse and recommend the full council approval of council tax redundancy from the 1st of August 2026. Can I have a mover? Nova? Can I have a seconder? Lewis? And the vote please. And that Pat's.
And the next one's yours.
And the next one mine again. Andy Home decant and premiums. Now we have done some a bit more on it. One, we are increasing premiums on houses what are unoccupied for over a year, I believe, and more, or on unfurnished. So it will bring up some revenue and hopefully encourage people to actually rent out their home what they're not using, and we will increasing the revenue on certain homes in Tamworth. Well, then
we ask Joe to
yeah, Joe
elaborate
can
a
go
little bit
more.
on it. Is that all right, Joe?
Thank you. So the purpose of this report is to recommend that Cabinet and Council approve the revision of premiums for empty homes that have been unoccupied and substantially unfurnished for 1 year or more, and to implement the premium for second homes which are no one's sole or main residence from the 1st of April 2026. So this is following the Levelling Up and Regeneration Act, which introduced new powers for local authorities to reduce the premium, reduce the period for which a premium can be applied to an empty home from 2 years to 1 year, and to apply a premium of up to 100% on second homes. And they've also increased those premiums for 5 years and over and 10 years and over respectively. There are currently 162 properties that would attract the empty property premium, and 6 properties that would attract the second homes premium from the 1st of April. That's assuming no other exemptions might be in place. So it's to encourage really the use of empty homes to be brought back into use, and to reduce the number of empty and second homes within the borough. And it also does increase council tax, albeit Tamworth does only get 10% of anything extra we might achieve. Thank you.
Okay, any questions?
Yeah, excuse me, I've got a quick question. It's only a quick question. There are actually quite a number of that I'm aware of, a number of properties in Wilnecote that are they're actually empty. How successful are we in actually tracking down? Because I know one of the issues that certainly not on one of the properties is finding the people who actually own these properties. So how successful are we actually in finding and locating these people?
I may have to come back to you on that one. I don't think I can give you a specific answer at the moment.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Cal?
Just to say that this seems to be a good issue that we're bringing forward in it, and it's not before time really, because we've been given that target of 400 odd new homes, and then we're at the same time we've got a third of those that are empty for no apparent reason. And it's right that we should be checking to see why they are. I mean, there may well be legitimate reasons, but to have, when there are people homeless, to have homes that are sitting there with nobody in seems wrong.
Yeah, there is actually an issue with this. In many cases, the gardens are ill kept, and it also causes other problems with litter, etc., etc. So it's not just the fact that the property is empty. It actually does impact the neighbours either side, and also other residents in the street. So it is an issue that is a very top of mind for people who actually are in this position, living next to the properties. Certainly in one area in close to myself, you know, the garden backs on to a person, you know, living next to, well, close to me, and has reported it. But they've got some really massive trees which are being unkept. In windy weather, you know, there's a potential for these trees to, you know, damage other properties and stuff. So it's not just about, you know, collecting the money. It's also about making it safer for the local residents.
No, Right, can we move to vote then?
Got a mover?
Got a mover? Ben, sit there. Carol. Oh, vote please. Patch through. And the next one, it mine again.
Yeah.
Dick Hart, I can't pronounce this.
Discretionary
Housing payment process. So, it basically is saying what we were doing that year. So it carry on from process where we will support people who desperately need it to carry on with tax and payments where required. I think, Joe, can you go any further details in it?
Joe,
Sorry.
Sorry, Joe, if you could just elaborate on it a little bit, but can you tell us maybe some figures for how far we're able to do this? You know, how many people benefit from this?
I can't give you figures in terms of number of applicants off the top of my head, but we do get £98,000 worth of grant funding for this. It's been the same for the last couple of years, and we've always managed to spend all of it by year end. I can try and get the number of claims back for you.
Are there any questions? No. Can I have a mover? Cal, can I sit there? Nova. A vote, please.
Thank you, Councillor Adams. So we go on to item 13, which is Council Housing Annual Tenant and Leaseholder Report 2024-25, and this is the report of the Housing and Homelessness and Planning Portfolio Holder, Councillor Clark.
Thank you, Chair. So this is our 15th annual tenants report, and it reflects a year of progress but also ongoing challenges in key areas like repairs and satisfaction. Overall, tenant satisfaction has risen slightly to 60%, but we remain below national benchmarks, so improving this score is still a priority of mine. The action plan developed with the tenant consultative group focuses on repairs, building safety, complaints handling, antisocial behaviour, neighbourhood management. There's loads in there. And I'll be working closely with officers to ensure that we deliver those improvements. The tenant voice strategy has now been launched, and we've had strong engagement through events like inspections, estate days, and the annual conference that was last week or the week before. Yeah, and the report is it's an important part of being transparent and accountable to our tenants. I'm going to take the recommendations as read and move them on block, if that's okay.
Has anybody got any questions? No? Can I just make a statement, a little bit of a statement on this, in that I do feel we're moving on at a pace with this. There's still a way to go, but it does feel like we're in a bit of a different place with our definitely with our tenants. And the tenant conference was absolutely brilliant. The people who were there and spoke, it was amazing. So thank you for that. Oh, can I have a mover then? Oh, you've moved it. Right. Seconder, Lewis. All those in favour? Thank you. So item 14 is the private sector housing enforcement policy, and it's yours again, Ben.
Thank you, Chair. So the report in front of you asks Cabinet to approve an updated enforcement policy that brings us in line with the new powers with the Renters' Rights Act 2025. The aim is simple: to make sure that every privately rented home in Tamworth is safe, healthy and well managed. The policy provides a clearer and more robust framework for enforcement, including HMO regulation, minimum housing standards, civil penalties and actions against unlawful evictions. This is about protecting tenants while supporting responsible landlords and ensuring that our approach is fair, proportionate and transparent. With these changes, we'll be better equipped to tackle poor conditions and take meaningful action where landlords fall short. Again, I'm going to take the recommendations as read and move them on block.
Thank you for that. Once again, a little statement, just something that's well overdue, isn't it? And it's nice that we've now got powers that we can do something, because I think for a long time people have felt absolutely powerless to get anything sorted out when you're a private renter. So Ben has moved it then. A seconder, please. Craig, all those in favour? Thank you. So item 15 is We Are Tamworth, Building Better Communities Strategy, and this is the report of portfolio holder for Cooperative Council, Community Partnerships and ASB. Councillor Daniels.
Carol, it's my report, but I assure you the work is all from Joe Sands. Thank you for coming along this evening, and I will be coming to you in a moment. So our purpose is to consider the draft We Are Tamworth Building Better Community Strategy and Delivery Framework. The recommendations I'm just going to go through, and then if there's any questions, I'm looking in Joe's direction for answers. I know you've worked on this for a really long time, and it is something that we as a council have been looking at even before some very difficult events of summer of last year, this idea of being community focused. This week I was in a meeting with kind of an external colleague to go explore the idea of community, and they said they know that they work with councils which don't mention that ever in terms of kind of how they interact with residents, and the idea of building, you know, a place all together. And this work feeds into this, along with the work that I think we've been discussing in all our areas this evening, be it to do with budget, be it to do with homelessness and homes. It is recommended that we approve the draft We Are Tamworth Building Better Community Strategy and identified themes to ensure they reflect the lived experience and aspirations of Tamworth's communities. Approve the outline delivery framework and integration of the delivery framework into council planning and governance, noting along with the Cooperative Council's innovation networks principles. To approve the continued work plan with the Belong Network to develop detailed delivery plans with all stakeholders and communities, including effective Tamworth KPIs. Approve oversight of the strategy and action plan for the H&W Scrutiny Committee, in conjunction with the Better Together strategic partnership, to ensure regular review and adoption of the strategy in response to changing needs and feedback, and approve annual updates for Cabinet to consider the impacts and outcomes of the strategy.
Has anybody got any questions? Lewis?
It's not a question as such, but just reading through the report, it talks about how we've had the Space Hive crowdfunding and the 4 of the first round projects which have successfully reached their target. I just think it's absolutely fantastic, though. We as councillors, for members of the public that don't know, get around £1,000, well, £1,000 to give out to community groups. But some of the community funding here, it says that the community have raised nearly £32,000 themselves to give to these successful community groups, and there's loads more projects that are coming up. So thank you to the people that are involved in that project and to the members of the public who have been involved in helping some of these come true, I guess. So, yeah, really well done to everyone involved, and, yeah, brilliant.
Thank you for that, Lewis. I think that sort of brings it to people having ownership over stuff, doesn't it? Because they've made the effort to get involved and to contribute to these bids. So it is really good, and it does seem to have happened quite quickly as well. I think everyone can be quite proud that the initiative took off so quickly, and let's hope that the next few are successful, because we know now that works, that the Space Hive system does deliver what we wanted it to deliver. So that's really good. So I'll take Sarah as the mover. Can I have a seconder, please? Lewis, and all those in favour? Thank you very much. So item 16 is customer service and access strategy, 2025 to 2030. And this is the report of portfolio holder for People Services, Engagement, Leisure and Heritage. So I'll hand over to you, Lewis.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is to seek approval for the 5-year customer service and access strategy for 25 to 2030, which sets out the strategic direction and delivery principles for customer service around the council. So this basically provides a framework for how we're going to improve our relationship with residents, businesses and stakeholders and how they interact with the council. So the strategy responds directly to the customer feedback. So it's introducing a vision for the development of a corporate customer charter, setting clear service standards, and it's based around 4 key themes which you would expect within a customer service role. But basically it's to make it easy to interact with the council through maintaining and enhancing multiple contact channels through online, telephone, face-to-face at Marmion House, and embedding a customer-first culture and developing that customer charter, designing services around customers' needs, and listening, learning and improving using performance data and customer feedback. So a lot of what's in here we're already doing, but it's just that formalisation of that strategy for the staff. But yeah, just to talk about our face-to-face services, the staff at the front desk have been an absolutely fantastic job. Ben, you have got some first-hand experience of going in and doing a bit of work experience. Well, you can talk about your work experience in a second. So yeah, so they're doing an absolutely fantastic job with the face-to-face, and obviously this is just about that formalisation of the structure. But yeah, they're doing a really good job so far, so well done to everyone involved. And Ben?
Do you want to?
Yeah, about my work experience. I suppose, yeah, spent the day with the customer services team on Monday, and yeah, everything you just said there is bang on. They do a cracking job. I had a chance to talk to some residents just about how happy they were that face-to-face services are back in Tamworth, and they want to see it grow more of the, keep it going. So yeah, thanks to the team and particularly for Liam for putting up with me all day. So no, thank you.
And just to say that when I spoke to Ben about his day of work experience, he did suggest that every other member of the Cabinet needs to do that as well. So I will say that for him. We all need to find a time that we go down, even if it's only a few hours, that we go down and spend some time. I'm really happy about this because this is formalising all that stuff that we keep talking about putting the customer first. And yeah, it's really, really good. So very pleased with this strategy that's coming across. So any more questions, or do you want to read out the recommendations? Go on then.
Yeah, so it's recommended that Cabinet first approve the customer service and access strategy and implementation plan, and second, approve the development and adoption of a corporate customer charter.
Can I have a seconder? Ben, all those in favour? Thank you. We now move to item 17, which is exclusion of the press and public. And this is that members of the press and public now be excluded from the meeting during consideration of the following item on the grounds that the business involves the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in paragraph 3 of part 1 of Schedule 12A to the Local Government Act 1972 as amended. I'll move it. Can I have a seconder? Craig, all those in favour? Thank you very much. That's moved.